bring you word on the street.
Yes. Welcome to a beautiful hot Monday. Even though I think it's a great day, it's just that the news that we have for today is not such great news. But welcome once again. This weekend was quite hectic, especially around here in Legon. Now, what actually happened was a very gory accident that happened just around us right here in Legon. And it was actually involving a pastor's son, Pastor Salifu Amwaku. Yes, his son, a 16-year-old boy, Elrad Amwaku. Now, the story is that what happened was it was Elrad Senior's brother's 25th birthday, even around here in Legon. And unfortunately, as the party was going on, the boy goes for his mother's car keys in order to run an errand, he said. But I'm getting some other information as well. It's just that this information that is coming out, people feel like how I say, it's a cover-up or something to make it look like, the family is protecting the boy. But anyway, let me just get into it. Yes. Now, what we are hearing is it was the boy's birthday and he was meant to go and meet his friends. The idea is that he was going to meet his friends who were also coming for the party. And
of his elder brother.
Yes. No. The junior boy, the 16-year-old, wanted his friends to come and join them at the party. So from
whose party was it?
The elder brother's party, which was
said.
us. Sorry, I didn't get that.
Okay.
Now, he goes off to meet his friends. The idea is they're supposed to come to the party in a convoy. So that was him going to pick his people.
But even at that, they can't even cover up, because whether he was meant to go bring his friends and bring them in a convoy, or he was going to run an errand, it is illegal in this country for an underage kid to drive.
The story about that is being seen as a cover-up is that he took the keys not from his mother, but he took the keys from the PA, his mother's PA, who said he was not supposed to give the keys to him. But then the 16-year-old boy, Elrad, lied and said he's just taking something out of the car. Now, or buses, give me the key, let me take something out, I'll bring the key back. But then he actually moved the car. Now, but then reports, or it's not even reports, proof, we see it on social media. The child has been driving for a long time.
So what? All the other times where he's seen recording himself or his friends recording him driving were all times that he lied to get out of the way. What does that say?
Exactly.
No matter where they want to put it, it will still point fingers at the family, at the parents, and of course at whoever his guardians were. Maybe in the absence of the parents, whoever needs to take charge of the home or of the kids will still be held liable.
Yeah, that is very true. Now, just in case people don't know exactly what happened, I want to break it down because the information is out there, but I want people to understand what happened. So the boy is driving. The people who died in the Akura is a family. I think a family of 5 going their own place. Everything was all right. They were minding their business. They were doing what was right. They were just moving, approaching a junction. And then he comes at top speed behind them. He hits the car from the back.
On the junction, waiting for their turn to turn.
Yes. And so he comes, he hits them from the back, straight into a T junction, into the building on the T junction. It breaks the wall, the security post, and you know what, it was so close. You can ask Lydia, just an inch to the generator, and the generator actually has fuel in it.
Even though he didn't get to the generator, there was still fire.
So my point is, it could have been a bigger fire, could have been an explosion. There could have been more damage. So he hits the electric pole, which falls on the car, which also starts, and so now they say petrol on the floor. So then the fire, then sparks go off.
Because I saw the accident. When he hit the Acura from behind, his car went up and came back down. So that alone could even break something that could cause the oil spillage or fuel spillage. And that alone could have started the fire.
Yes. And you know, there's a video where a boy is coming out of the car unhurt. And the questions are many. One, what are the parents doing? Like, you know, if the parents didn't advise the child, what about the friends? They are sitting in the car as well. And there are videos now coming out where the boy is speeding. And there are other people in the car with him. They are hyping him. Someone is like, hey,
not that same day, but like
not that same day, but there are various videos from different times. Yeah. And from what I'm hearing too, he was at Roman Ridge, but he was expelled at a certain point for assault or so. But then way back then, even the kids in Roman Ridge say he used to drive then. So how long has he been driving for?
Exactly.
Without a license.
Exactly. And you can't tell me again that all those times the parents did not have any idea about it. I mean, I just wish we had a legal person who could educate us on what the law says in this regard, because fairly what I know is that it is illegal for a 16-year-old who is underage to drive. But then I don't know if it's legal for them to be taught how to drive in case of emergencies and all of that.
When it comes to that, you know, like swimming, I just feel driving is also a life skill, because like you said, in case of an emergency, just in case, let's say his mother was at home alone and there was something he needed to do, especially maybe rush her to the hospital, anything could have been this thing. I don't see a problem with children learning how to drive, but then when they're given the keys, I think maybe an adult should also be in the car, because we were having a discussion in studio, and this is not the first time. You go on Snap and you see people, parents, rich parents, or parents in the, they feel like they're rich, you know, so they give their kids cars. I've seen an 11-year-old driving a Range Rover on the N1 on Snap before.
Can you imagine?
You understand? I have seen younger driving on Snap. They feel like, I don't know what they feel like it is. I honestly don't know. And when you're not teaching them, and apparently it's a thing where the children in the school actually do it. You know, the rich kids, they take their parents' supercars and they speed off and they do whatever,
without supervision,
drag racing without supervision.
See, I don't think that Ghanaians would have been this upset if it was just his car crashing into the wall and then they had come out unharmed. But then, of course, there was damage to the wall, which is someone's property, and then their vehicle. But to cause lives, to take away lives of people who, in this instance, we can term law-abiding, because they were clearly abiding by the traffic regulations. They were not speeding. They were not trying to overtake at the wrong time. They were just in their lane, hoping to, waiting on the junction for their turn, for them to turn and then navigate and continue their journey. And to claim their lives like this. And up until now, I haven't heard anybody from the family, from the is it pastor or prophet's family come out, or even any representation from them coming out to say that, you know what, we know what has happened and we are sending condolences to the family of the bereaved or whatever. I haven't heard anything of the sort. I just saw online that the Ghana Police Service has issued a presser and are saying that they've started their investigation on the matter. Charlie, no matter how we look at it,
it's sad. Any matter, that's true. And you know what? People on social media are quite upset with the situation as well.
That's what I'm saying.
One of the things that is actually annoying people is some group of pastors were said to have gone to the hospital to visit not the victims, but the boys in the car. And they went to pray for them. And they went to pray for them for God to intervene.
Intervene in what?
Intervene in what? Why not for the victims? Like, yes, we all deserve prayer. You understand? And maybe it's just because of, actually, before that, I think last year, there was a prophecy for Pastor Salifu Amwakon actually on Facebook by a guy called Festus Kobna Asan. And he put it on his page last year that he sees an attack from the devil that's supposed to cause the pastor shame, him and his family shame. You understand? Yes, life has its trials and its tribulations. But then, yes, God, things like this will come around. But then what about the people who are also affected by this? Don't they deserve the love? Don't they deserve the care? Don't they deserve the prayers?
See, I just want the Lord to take its course.
Yeah, I think the Lord
that
would.
is all that I am waiting to see or hear. Whoever needs to be held accountable for the young boy driving should be. No favors or whatever. Whoever should be held accountable should be.
Should be. And
I mean, if I know there are instances where younger or underaged people are actually tried in person.
Yes, I mean,
because look at the issue with the Kaswa murder. I know that they were tried as adults.
Yes.
So if that be the case, because we need to, how many times have we been speaking about obeying the traffic regulations in this country? And seeing how careless people can be on the main roads and on the highways. Like, why are you in a hurry to?
I wonder.
What is it you want to? Who do you want to impress? With a Fast and Furious kind of thing. Even the movie itself, they tell you, they put out a disclaimer and they warn you not to try it at home. Because all those stunts are pulled under close supervision by professionals.
Yes.
Cars or vehicles are machines. They can see. At a point, I'm thinking, okay, maybe when he saw the car was there, he was, or when he realized he was approaching a T-junction, he was trying to brake. But what if the speed was too much that he couldn't bring the car to a stop?
Exactly.
There could be so many things. We can't exactly blame him entirely. But at the end of the day, once someone's life, one or two people's lives have been taken
in a very horrible way.
In the most gruesome way ever. Because I saw them taking out one of the bodies, and that image is still playing in my head, and I'm regretting watching the video till now. And I'm thinking, so were these people conscious? Were they? Oh God, how did they feel? If they were conscious and they were seeing themselves burn, I can imagine the screams, the fear.
Charlie, anyway, there's some comments also on social media where I think someone tweeted that the boy lost his leg, he's been amputated. But from what I also, I did some small investigation with that, but I heard that there's nothing like that. Apparently though, but there was a meeting last night to take him either to the theater this morning, but it hasn't been confirmed because they said he had a really bad cut on his leg. It hasn't been confirmed whether he has actually been amputated or not.
I pray he doesn't.
We are not sure
because he doesn't deserve it. Yes, maybe he was wrong, but I don't think he deserves that as well. I mean, nobody even deserves to be in such a situation in the first place.
True. That's very true.
Nobody wakes up in the morning and plans that today I'm going to take lives. Or I'm going to claim lives, or nobody steps out saying that today is my last day, So, I mean, I just feel that the right thing should be done. Those responsible should account for their sins or for their negligence. That's all that I hope happens.
But you see, when it comes to that as well, like they say, when you're up high, that's when you see all the things that you have said, maybe out of carelessness or whatever, coming out into the light and it being used against you. Because now there's a video or there's an audio, a video making the rounds where Pastor Salifu Amwakon, I beg your pardon, was bragging in America about driving without a license and saying that the police cannot stop him, just in case.
So I guess it's in one way or the other an open circus right now for us to see if the police can actually get to him. And I always say that, don't sit on the fence and say that, oh, this can't happen to me and this can't be me. Until the law grabs you or you are found wanting, you never know. So now we are all waiting to see. And I'm sure that one way or the other, other people are out, even outside of this country, are waiting to see how this is going to play out.
Yes,
you know,
that's
so
very
we will
true.
see.
We wait and see. But then again, too, now you see, Lydia and myself went to the accident site, and we spoke to a gentleman who was actually on the scene, one Mr. George Kwao, and I want us to take a listen to what he said about the accident and everything that happened on that hard Saturday. Yes.
In the actual fact, this is where I was sitting. Right here, exactly here. That is where I was sitting before I heard a noise, like a bomb. So before I realized the security room started falling, I say, oh, trouble has come. So I just walked to the scene. So when I walked to the scene, people from outside started knocking the gate. Back, 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 back. I should quickly open the gate. So I opened the gate for them and they entered. So I saw the car started burning.
The white one.
No, the one in front. For the white car, I didn't see it with my eye. So the one in front started burning. You see the way the security room got broken. Yes. A lady come out from the car and then passed there out. That is where I realized that people were in the car. So from there, the fire started arising high. So there is nothing I can do. So I have to rush inside the room and started bringing extinguishers out. Yeah, for the people around to start fighting the fire. So I was supplying them the extinguishers whilst they were fighting the fire. So there is one Muslim guy here who was able to penetrate through to bring a young lady out of the car. But the remaining two people who were in the car, that's Akira.
That's the white,
the black one. So the remaining two people, to be honest with you, because of the high pressure of the fire, we couldn't do anything about it. When the incident happened, you see, we were having a light pole there, which connected power to the house. It was broken. So according to eyewitness, they say the power strike the fire. The tank got broken and then the petrol and everything is... According to... I myself didn't go out. I was inside defending the fire from getting into this house. So that is exactly the job I was doing. So I was preventing the fire. So I was supplying them the fire extinguishers to fight the fire and water. So by the time I will get to the scene, the Jaguar is totally burned. So I didn't see whether it's white or blue or whoever comes out from the car.
How many people died?
Okay, 2. We were able to rescue 3. There were 4 ladies, and then one man who is a driver. It's not a boat. It's a private car, 4x4 private car. I think they are family.
Are they minors?
I can't tell their age. But the one who came out from the car will be like this madam, but she wasn't fat like this madam. And she is fair in color. She was able to come out from the car first before we were able to rescue another young girl. But the remaining 2, I think they were stuck. So when the guy tried to pull one, there is nothing he can do about it. During that time too, the fire was too high.
Now, so that is an eyewitness account from what happened on Saturday. But unfortunately, he also said that our Ghana Fire Service people, they came late. They came 2 hours late. And you know, some time back we discussed right here about them saying they didn't even have fire station in East Legon. So they have
Legon.
No, but they don't have they don't have equipment. So they were calling for help. But then they said, when there's a fire in this place, this area, they either go to Legon or Medina. Yes, but inside East Legon itself, they don't have. Now, apparently, the fire tender was coming in from Medina, and they're saying that traffic. I find that hard to believe because sirens, big car.
Ngozi, I don't find it hard to believe because
people are not moving.
No. Like right now, Ghanaians have gotten to a point where they don't even care for sirens anymore. I've seen ambulances. Listen. I've seen an ambulance in traffic. Yeah. With the sirens on and everything, and drivers will not budge.
Oh, come.
So I won't find it difficult to believe. I'm just feeling like we are losing our humanity.
Yes.
Because you know that when these things are out, it's because there are emergencies. But then again, we've also had instances where people misuse the sirens.
No, you can tell from the difference of the cars. If it's a 4x4 and they don't even have a government plate, I'll tell you the truth, I hardly move. You have to find where you pass. I won't give you way. But when it's an ambulance, a fire service, or a police car,
I've heard someone say that an ambulance caused the death of his mother. For him to actually make way for another ambulance, if he is in traffic, whoever should die. And I'm like, that's a
how
very selfish thing to say.
How selfish can you be?
So imagine if this is the mentality of people.
So
I just like the fact that at least
other people's mothers should die.
From what this gentleman's account, they had fire extinguishers in the house, and so that helped the fire a bit. And then there was also the water tanker that was passing by and decided that, you know what. Honestly. But then again, it took a while for them to be able to fight the fire because they don't have the right chemicals. It doesn't just take water, and that's why we are always announcing or advising that at least have an extinguisher in your house, in your car. You know, you never know. I'm not even sure. I'm not saying that whatever extinguishers they had could have fought the fire through and through, but maybe, just maybe, it's better that you are well equipped than not at all. Let Ghana not tap into you. I'll say this again. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Don't let Ghana happen to you. Because until you are in a fix, you are in a situation where you need any of the emergency services, and then it doesn't pull through. That's when you realize that there's something really going wrong in this country. Let's all be guided. Let's be on our guard at all times, and let's try as much as possible to have, should I say, first aid readily available, something that you can easily fall on before matters arise or before worst comes to worst. You can just have that to, you know, buy time for these emergency services before they get to you. I don't
around is a sad.
I can't talk about the story because Charlie, this is hard. This is really hard from whatever angle you're looking at it from. It is so hard and painful. And in as much as you might want to point fingers, no matter how much you point fingers, it won't bring them back. All I call for is that with Charlie, at the end of the day, we get justice. I hear that the school, Cornerstone International, are actually trying to stand in solidarity with the bereaved family. So they've actually pushed their midterm break forward just so the teachers and students can stay home within this period and take a break. Because I can imagine how this is going to impact the kids. Experience. Imagine your sitting partner, and then you hear this, you see the news,
and you see the pictures,
and that's it. It has a way it's going to mess with people. So Charlie, let's be guarded. Tomorrow is really not promised.
It really isn't.
Tomorrow really, and we all are on like some
borrowed time, honestly. We are all on borrowed time. It's what it is. And you know what? I feel like your motivation for today was actually correct. Like, live in the moment. I'm about to cry, but
don't do it, because I am looking for someone to just say, hey, and I will break down.
This story is actually quite hard.
I mean, we are sending condolences to the affected family. Or families, because from what I'm gathering, it looks as though it's one family and friends, and this is hard. We don't know how you're going to get through this, because prior to the accident, we saw videos of the mother and the girls at the back having fun and everything, and now I can only imagine how the news was broken down to the rest of your family. We sympathize with you, and we pray that God comforts you. Like, that's all we can actually pray for right now.
I can't.
So yeah,
I can't. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
May God comfort them, just like you said. May God comfort them. It's hard. It's really hard. Anyway.
Fingers, you take a break.
Yeah,
It's your lifestyle, leisure, and business radio.
All right.
Yeah. Don't do it, because
I will try. I'm trying. Okay, I won't. Let's move on. On to the other event of the weekend that had everybody talking. Tidal Rave. It was a rave. It was Charlie, he paid me that I didn't go. I don't like really going for, like, it's not my thing.
How can you go? You live in
But I
Kaswa.
wanted to go.
How can you go?
Now Santokra could have gone.
But you know Santor is not far from La. There's a difference. She has an advantage over you. Onya Temagore is Santorini.
Oh, yeah, Santoge. Okay.
Right.
Anyways, so Tidal Rave was a success. It was beautiful. Seeing the videos and the pictures from Tidal Rave, it looked amazing. It looked like it really properly organized. Everything went well. Everything went smooth. Now, people were talking about Kwesi Arthur's performance. Apparently he did massively well, and I also saw videos where he was soaking Gary on stage, Charlie. Anyways, and Black Sheriff also came out, to also speak against Galamsey and every other thing.
Trust Blacko.
Yes, Trust Blacko. And it seemed like a very good party. Now, one thing that had people were talking about plenty on social media was actually the dressing of some of our ladies. Now, when it comes to that one, honestly, I don't know what people expect, because to me it was the beach. You understand? They are at the beach. It's Tidal Rave, obviously Tidal Beach Rave, and it's a party, and people went dressed the way they are dressing, like they dressed
bikinis and beachwear and all that.
And some people had cover-ups, but our people were complaining plenty, like it's not African. And I honestly don't know what is African.
I think they are complaining because they are seeing it on social media and everything.
I get that, but then you see the same people when we have pictures from the this thing in the Caribbean, the carnivals from the Caribbean and stuff,
Lydia's
with
dream.
with their tiny, they wear tiny bikinis. The G-strings are really, really tiny ones, and then even the top covering is most of the time like bejeweled, so it's not even a cloth that is covering some of it, like it's bejeweled. It has the jewelry, and it's just tiny pieces of stone covering, skin, but it's not really an entire coverage. Yeah, who and what? We hype it on our social media. Oh my God, the Caribbean ladies are like this. And
you live in a country where some people can be very hypocritical.
It doesn't make sense to me, honestly, because if we are saying African, if you go back,
I can't wear kaba and slit or a long
it's
dress
not even
to the
kaba and
beach.
slit. Let's go before the kaba and slit. What were we wearing? Wasn't it grass?
Hey, that was Adam and Eve time. Were you here?
No. Oh, but before the mud cloth and this thing, were they really covering their breast all the time? When you see the prehistoric pictures, not every single one of them. There were people who were going round bare-chested.
That was then.
Yes,
This
that was
is now.
then. You see, but the point is they want to say African culture. But when it comes to African culture, we are not a people who cover up entirely.
We are.
No, I'm saying entirely.
We are.
When you go way back,
African culture.
the
We
depot
are.
and the tis.
Oh, no. Those. So you see.
African culture. That's
listen.
true. African. This is new.
Because you don't shout at me.
Sorry, I'm
not
shouting.
like.
This is modern Africanism. The cover up, isn't it? What do you think? I'm not
Okay.
shouting, but I feel like this
If you
is
shout
like,
at me, I'll
I'm not
cry.
sure. Don't cry, please. I beg you. I'll buy you lollipop, or you want ice cream, or both float. Do you want which one? Or you want tabletti? So yeah, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Way
but
back.
so you see, Acacia alone,
okay.
it sums it up for us as Africans. You are expected to cover up until there is a need, and that is where you bring in the depot right and all of those things. And it is only for those instances, those are right, and those are costumes that go for those rights or in accordance to those rights. You understand? So aside that, why do you think that even when after your depot right or before your depot right, you are not allowed to dress some type of way, wearing short skirts? So as African as we are meant to cover up at all times, unless of course it's only when you're doing your right or those things that culture demands that you expose certain parts of your body, and even that they cover the very vital parts.
Yes.
So unless it's that, everybody will frown at you when you come out dressed some type of way. And it's something that has lived on with us. No matter how much we try to adapt that of the Westerners, it still comes back to the fact that even you sometimes you wear certain things, and before you step out, you're thinking, how are people going to, before you finally say,
should I
whatever,
change?
let me,
or whatever,
because deep in your heart that this is how you were raised, or this is what your culture says.
Yes, that's true.
So it can never be different. But then again, I'm saying, if it was only at the beach, if it was at the beach, people, of course, people go to the beach and they see the young girls, or even at the poolside wearing their bikinis and all, and they don't have problems. But now, because it's all in their faces on social media, you think that people don't know that we have beach wears, and this is how it is like you expose your body when you wear them. They do. But because now it's on social media, and they feel like, you're exposing yourself, forgetting that you're appropriately dressed for the occasion or for where you are. Now that it is no longer just the beach, but you're seeing it on socials, you're seeing it on TV and all of that. Now,
then it seems
as
to be a
African
problem.
as we are, it becomes a problem all over again. But then they'll think through it and then they realize that, after all, they are at the beach. But then, first and foremost, the African in them must complain about the fact that you are inappropriately dressed.
Yes. Some people were saying, say, the people who are complaining are all hypocrites because what they do quietly is,
I mean, you'd always have that. You'd always have that.
Yeah, but that was funny. And it was a good weekend, at least for the ravers. You know, it was a good weekend and a sad weekend for some, but so is the circle of life. Some people are born on one day and people die on the same day in the same hospital even. So once again, my condolences to the victims of Saturday's accidents. In fact, Saturday's accidents, there were a couple. Yes, there was also one that happened on the Kumasi Highway, the VIP bus, where I think 13 people were confirmed dead.
I thought that was yesterday.
Yes, yesterday. Sorry,
so Sunday.
Yes, Sunday. So
I think it was was it the Kumasi or Boss's Church? I think
that one. Yes. I would like to end this thing with this. Like, I keep hearing that it's an election year, and that election year we usually have these things.
Oh, please.
That's what people believe. And when you believe, belief has a way of hooking people. I don't believe that. I believe we
just need to be extra careful. Of course, you can't be too careful, but be extra careful, and God will do the rest. That's all that I say. And again, I know that this thing I'm saying, someone might ask, so are you trying to say that the family, like, they didn't care, they were not careful? And you see, that's why sometimes when I talk, I'm always ending with, drive like you're the sanest person. Because whilst you are being sane, someone is being very silly, and then they would come and crash into you with their misfortune, and they would survive, and you might not. I mean, like, this is so messed up, because I don't have words. Condolences to the family. I don't know how you're going to do it, but I know that God will strengthen you, like He will comfort you, because that's all you need. I pray that God comforts you all. Amen. And He wraps you in His arms and keeps you going through. These are going to be very trying times. These are going to be really, really, really tough times, but just let God. Okay,
just let God in. That's true.
Let God.
So that is all I have for Word on the Street today.
Thank you very much, Ngozi.
You're welcome.
You've eaten into Dennis's time. So we are going to just get back to the music, and we are sorry that maybe you didn't hear too much good news today, but